Good afternoon, children. In our previous class, we completed lesson number 10. What was lesson number 10? Colonialism, rural and tribal societies. In this class, we will revise in short the whole lesson, and then A, B, C part we will do it today itself, and then in next class D part and E part answers will be given. So let's recall what you have read in lesson number 10 so far. As I have told you, colonialism means that period when Britishers set up their colonies here and they were our colonial masters. And then this colonialism, that colonial period affected our rural and tribal societies. Rural means village area and tribal means the native tribes of particular areas. Then we read about colonial agrarian policy. Agrarian means based on agriculture. Agri-colonial means Britishers' agricultural policy, and what was its impact on Indian farmers, that we have already read. And in this agrarian policy, Britishers introduced various land revenue system. Land revenue means collection of taxes from the land. First system was Jamindari system. This Jamindari system was in which place of India? Bengal. In which year this Jamindari system was introduced? In 1793. By whom? Lord Cornwallis. Second system was Royatwari system. It was in South and West India. Then third one was Mahalwari system. It was in North West provinces and Awadh. One by one we read about all these three land revenue systems. First of all, it was Jamindari system, and that system is also known as permanent revenue system or permanent settlement. What was in that system? Jamindars were made the landowners, and Jamindars had to give 89% of revenue to the Britishers, and Jamindars' own share was only 11%. And for that collection of land revenue, Jamindars, who were made the landowners, they committed atrocities on our poor farmers, and ultimately it affected farmers' life very badly. Then children, next revenue collection system we read about Royatwari system. Royat means cultivators. Cultivators means, farmers who grow crops on the land. This Royatwari system was introduced in the year 1820. By whom it was introduced? Thomas Munro. It was a direct settlement of land revenue collection. In Jamindari system we have seen Jamindars were between the farmers and the Britishers. But this Royatwari system was direct settlement. Directly Britishers were collecting taxes, revenues from the Royats. It was a direct settlement between the government. Here government means British government and the Royats. Royats means cultivators. Then next was Mahalwari system. Mahal means group of villages. In this system, group of villages were responsible to give taxes, to give revenues to the Britishers, and it was introduced by whom? Holt Mackenzie. In which year it was introduced? 1822. Then we read that between 1830 to 1840 various small revolts took place, and then the Britishers' revenue settlements were also introduced. Small revolts by the farmers were done between these period 1830 to 1840, and ultimately it helped in the outburst of First War of Independence, that was in 1857, and in 1857 farmers also helped it because they were also very much fed up with the revenue policies of the Britishers. Then we also read that how the growth of commercial crops was encouraged by the Britishers. Commercial crops means the crops which were used for commercial purposes, for business purposes. And commercial crops, they forced our farmers to grow cash crops instead of food crops. And why the Britishers were introducing so many land revenue systems, or they forced our farmers to grow cash crops? Why? Because they were in need of money. Why they were in need of money? For their military and administrative expenses. They wanted to get profits, and for that they forced our farmers to grow cash crops. Cash crops means those crops which were used as a raw material to feed British industries. Cash crops were indigo, cotton, opium, pepper, tea, sugarcane, etc. and the silkworm, silk cocoons to make the silk clothes. Then condition of the farmers. You can imagine conditions of the farmers was happy or miserable? Of course miserable. And due to miserable condition, what farmers did? They revolted against the Britishers. There were 4 reasons. Why did the farmers revolt against the Britishers? First reason was land revenue settlements. We have read about Jamindari system, Royatwari system and Mahalwari system. They all were made, they all were introduced to gain more and more profits. So these land revenue settlements, farmers were unhappy with this economic exploitation. Britishers were exploiting economically to the farmers. Then indebtedness. When the farmers were unable to pay the taxes, pay the revenue to the Britishers, then they had to take loan from the money lenders, and because of that this indebtedness was there and they revolted against the Britishers. Next was eviction of peasants from land. Means if peasants means farmers, if farmers were unable to pay the taxes, if farmers were unable to pay the revenues to the Britishers, because many times, sometimes drought, flood or famine, or there was no crops in the field, then also farmers had to give the taxes to the Britishers, and if they were unable to do that, then they were evicted from their land. It was also a major cause of revolt made by farmers, and these all the factors contributed in the outburst of First War of Independence in 1857. That was colonialism and farmers' life, rural societies. Now we will see colonialism, means British period, and tribal societies. Tribal groups, you must be knowing the native places, the native tribes who live in the forests. They were Khonds of Orissa, Van Gujars of Jammu and Kashmir, Gaddis of Kullu in Himachal Pradesh, and Mundas of Chota Nagpur. And impact on the tribal life, that Britishers reserved the forest. This tribal community, they were totally dependent on forest products for their livelihood. But that time railways were also starting in India also and in Britain also. And for making railway tracks and for making ships and boats, Britishers were in need of timber wood. And timber wood was found in the forest. But in forest who were living? Tribals. So Britishers wanted to reserve the forest. They reserved the forest for their own benefit, so that no one could take anything from the forest. As a result, what happened? Tribals had to leave the forest. They became homeless also, as well as they became jobless also. This one of the major group of tribals was Santhals of Hazaribagh. They were also very much exploited by the Britishers. And as Britishers reserved the forest, they did not allow the tribals to go inside and to collect anything, and tribals had to leave the forest. So what happens? When atrocities crosses the limit, then it comes in the form of revolts. So tribal societies also revolted against whom? Against the colonial ruler. Who were the colonial ruler? The Britishers. And which tribal groups revolted against the Britishers? Khasis. Khasis were found in which part of India? Northwest Assam. They revolted in which year? 1829. Who was their leader? Bar Manik and Tirut Singh. Then Cookies. Cookies revolted in which year? 1829. Cookies were in which part of India? Manipur. But the Britishers were very powerful. They suppressed Khasis also and Cookies also. And since 1829, Cookies started revolting against the Britishers. But they had to surrender to the Britishers in 1850 because Britishers were very powerful. Then the Khonds. Khonds were living in which part of India? Orissa. Presently Orissa is known as Odisha. But that time it was Orissa. And they revolted in 1846. Then here also they were suppressed by the Britishers because Britishers were very powerful. Then Santhals. Santhals revolted in which year? 1855 to 1856. Their leader was Sidhu Murmu and Kanhu Murmu. Then Mundas and Kolarian. In Chota Nagpur district, Mundas and Kolarian, they also revolted in which year? 1831. Then Birsa movement, very famous movement. Birsa Munda started this Birsa movement in which year? 1895. But he was sent behind the bars. After 2 years, when he came out, he told the tribals not to leave their places. And it was a symbolic, white flag was a symbol of Birsa Raj. But with the death of Birsa Munda in 1900, this Birsa movement was also stopped. It was also suppressed by the Britishers, and they were telling themselves Hodoko. Hodoko means human beings. Then in this lesson we also read about the effects of colonialism on our crafts and industries. So far we have seen effects of colonialism on our farmers, on our tribal groups. Now we will see on our crafts and industries. Britishers forced our farmers to grow which type of crops? Cash crops. Cash crops were needed to feed as a raw material to feed British industries. That time India's exported item. Exported means India was sending these items to another country. These items were cotton, silk, spices, indigo, drugs means medicines, precious stones and handicraft. But Britishers, they took raw materials from our countries and they flooded our markets with their machine-made goods. But at that time, some modern industries in India also flourished. That was the plantation industry, tea plantation. Tea plantation was in which part of India? Assam, Bengal and South India. Coffee plantation, Shinkona, rubber. Then coal, iron and steel also flourished. Then Jamshedji Tata in Jharkhand, very famous city is Jamshedpur. It was established by Jamshedji Tata. Their steel and iron industries, Tisco and Telco are there. So in this lesson we read about all these things. Now we will see ABC part. I will tell you ABC part. Today's your homework is to write down the keywords of lesson 10 and do ABC part in your history notebook. But before that I am showing you the answers of ABC parts. Children, take out page number 122. Here in something to do. First one is tick the correct option. Under the Mahalwari system, the word Mahal means what? I have told you 4 options are given: a group of cities, a group of districts, a group of villages, a group of towns. Mahal means a group of villages. Second was the Rayatwari system was introduced by whom? Lord Cornwallis, Holt Mackenzie, Thomas Munro and Lord Wellesley. The correct answer will be Rayatwari system was introduced by Thomas Munro. Third is the other name of Jamindari Bandobast was, means Jamindari system. The other name was Permanent Revenue System, Mahalwari system, Rayatwari system, Kishandari system. What will be the correct answer? Permanent Revenue System. Fourth, who was the leader of Santhals revolt? Barmanik and Tirut Singh, Birsa Munda, Sidhu and Kanhu Murmu, Bhuvan. Who was the leader of Santhals revolt? Sidhu and Kanhu Murmu. Then, where did industrial revolution begin first? England, Holland, France, Spain. Obviously in England. That's why they were forcing our farmers to grow cash crops. Then here in the fill in the blanks. English shattered the self-sufficient dash economy. What will be the answer? Rural. R-U-R-A-L. Then many tribals left forest in search of livelihood. 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 Then Jamindari system was introduced in Bengal by Lord Cornwallis. Lord Cornwallis. Then next is dash revenue was the biggest source of income for the company. Company means here East India Company. Which revenue was the biggest source? Land revenue. Then basic or dash industry started in India after independence. Basic or key industries. Then come to C part. Here you have to write true or false. Before the advent of East India Company, means before the coming of East India Company, the rural life in India was simple and self-sufficient. It will be right or wrong? True. The British, second one is, the British wanted to smuggle and sell opium in Spain to earn profit. It will be false. British wanted to smuggle and sell opium in China, not in Spain. Third one will be Kisan Sabhas were formed in 1930 to support the cause of peasants. It is true. Kisan Sabha was formed for the support of the farmers. Then fourth one is the Khans of Orissa practice shifting agriculture. It will be true. Then fifth one is the tribal chiefs lost all their powers and were forced to follow the laws made by the British officers in India. When the Britishers reserved the forest, then this point is correct, that the head of the tribals, they lost all their powers and then they were forced to follow the laws made by the British officers in India. That is true. Means here you in true and false, first will be true, only second will be false and then all will be true, true, true. So children, ABC part we have discussed today. You will do it in your history notebook with keywords. You will write keywords also and then ABC part you do it and you submit it on our WhatsApp group, and next day in my next class I will discuss the answers of D and E part. So that's all for today. Goodbye.